Hi.
Hi!
Back to the 70s.
Back to the 70s.
Our last video was removed, so we're gonna...
What do you mean it was removed?
It was removed.
By who?
By the powers that be.
Why?
Because Sean was singing a song and the music was, you could hear it in the background, and it got banned. So I think we only had 2 views on it, and so we're going to kind of It
was whipped off within seconds of me uploading it.
Oh yeah, well it did have 2 views.
You know.
But anyway, were
we demoralised? Were we dejected?
Yeah.
No, we weren't at all. How come we're here then?
Anyway, we're going to redo it. But this time it'll be better because we're back to the 70s, but we've got our own band now, haven't we, Sean?
We have.
So we don't have to worry about copyright and all that blab because we've got our own band. We don't need to worry about
Shush, you get your chance.
Jim ain't back.
Jim, what's his name? What's your name? Jim Fish.
Jim Fish and his band.
Jim Fish and band. Jim
Fish and his players are in back. And what they'll be doing is playing our music for us.
Oh,
and the personal friends of ours, so we don't need to worry.
Jim Fish players.
The Jim Fish players,
cracking.
Yeah. Don't Google it because he's not famous yet. You won't find him. So anyway...
to be honest, they played at the Telstar about 3 weeks ago.
No, they didn't. They're not famous yet.
They had a lock-in at the Telstar and they were playing.
Not. People will be Googling
I was walking by with the dogs the other night, about 3 weeks ago, and I heard some music. And I knocked on the door and said, what's that music?
Jim Fish?
Oh, it's Jim Fish and players. And I said, could you come and play on one of our videos? And he said, of course we can.
Yeah. We've employed him now. And it's great because he'll do it for an egg sandwich, won't he, Sean? He's not...
She didn't tell me that we're paying an egg sandwich for him.
He's not expensive.
Egg sandwich?
He don't like fish. He's got the name Fish, so he doesn't eat... Anyway...
Are they free-range eggs?
Yeah, oh yeah, of course they are, yeah. We don't eat anything but organic free range. Anyway, we're going to recreate, we will just briefly outline what we spoke about on the last video that got taken off, so you won't miss out.
Our favourite childhood games.
Yeah, back to the 70s with our favourite games.
What did we play?
What did we play?
Do you know what I mean?
We played elastics, we played skipping, we played...
Double ball, well you did.
But the main thing we played was the clackers. I'm doing that action because those. Do
you remember clackers?
Clackers. Those
hard balls,
really
on straight
hard.
plastic, hard plastic.
Yeah, really hard.
On strings with a little plastic doodah at the top.
Like made of, like.
Do
marble.
this, Wen. Do this.
Well, no, you did the overhead thing, didn't you, as well?
Hold your fingers like that.
I'm not doing
and look,
that.
and then as you did that, the balls went swung.
Yeah, swung and clapped. But then when you got really clever at it, you did a double over the head.
So the balls went from the bottom to the top, clack, clack,
and round.
Clack,
but the trouble was that people got broken wrists, didn't they, Sean?
Oh, they were banned at school and all that.
They were banned because what they would do was when you did the overhead thing, would wallop your wrist. But my mother made me a shield for my wrists. Ask me what she made it out of.
What did she make a shield for your wrists from,
Fairy
Wendy?
liquid bottles. So fairy liquid bottles. The old-fashioned ones, not the ones, the flat ones you get now. These were round like tubes.
White with a green baby on front. Do you know
the
the
top
ones?
off, make a thumb hole.
So you can pop your thumb through.
Make a thumb hole, and then it covered your wrist, and it covered your wrist. So when you did that, and it went overhead, you didn't whack your wrist and break your wrist.
If it did hit your wrist, it was protected.
I thought everyone would be jealous of me. But they weren't.
And they laughed and said, what are you like, you
what are you walking about with 2 thumbs coming out of a fairy liquid bottle for? I never lived it down, but I wasn't allowed to use them otherwise. So it was like, get your fairy liquid bottles on, because you'll break your wrist. Clackers, never bring them back. Never. We don't want them. If you whacked yourself in the face, that was it, wasn't it, Sean? That literally was it.
The nearest thing was conkers.
Well, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, you used to whack the conkers, didn't we?
Or marbles.
So other games, come on.
We used to love playing marbles, actually. And I remember... I remember moving to Hull from Lancashire and playing marbles, right? And then they used to say, have you got any glamogs?
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
What in heaven's name is a glamog?
I just was going to... You must have been reading my mind. What are glamogs? Are they glamogs?
Yeah! It's a big marble but they were big, like 3 times the size of a normal marble.
Glamog. I
what
remember
the chuck
that.
is that all about?
I mean, don't say glamog. I don't like. It's a horrible word. It's like claggy throat.
And then there was a period where you had ball bearings, and so you had bollies. Bollies.
Oh.
Come on, how many bollies you got?
That must have been a boys' thing, because I don't remember that, Sean.
Yeah.
I remember elastics, where you tied loads of packs of elastics together and start on ankles, skip. Your friend would have to do a little twizzle in it, do like a little pattern, and then knee length. It was higher, so it was harder. Thigh length, that was me out. Thigh length, well, knee length was me out. I was out.
You were probably out first, weren't you?
I was out because I was a little bit chubby as a child.
You
well,
are
still
not.
am. And I couldn't lift my leg up that high. I remember getting all tangled up in it, falling flat on my face. And it was all the athletic girls that would go, oh, put it up to that thigh. I can do the thigh length. Scissors. Yeah, they used to do scissors. Like, what?
Oh, to be a girl, eh?
I couldn't even do a headstand. Couldn't even do a headstand.
What else did we do in the 70s?
What did you do? You did a human pyramid, didn't you, Sean?
No. What we did was...
He had a human pyramid.
Our Chris, evening Chris, our Chris had a bike. I had a bike, but his was better, because on the back had a flatbed thing with a spring, so you could put things on the back of it, hold it on. Anyway, I had pegs on the back wheel or something, and we used to ride down the road. He would be pedalling, or I'd be pedalling on his bike, and then he would climb onto the back of the bike, up onto my shoulders, and we'd seen on TV the guy called the Human Fly, who'd gone on top of an aeroplane, or they'd do a human pyramid.
So will you hurry up, because you are annoying me now.
He climbed onto my shoulders with my dad's motorbike crash helmet on, and stuck his arms out up and down the street. It was fantastic.
Did he fall?
Skills? No, we never fell. We knew what we were doing.
You're lucky.
Yeah, you didn't do that. What did you do?
I didn't do it. I had a big black cronk for a bike.
That's your dad's post office bike.
It was. We called it the big black cronk, because there's no way you're doing stunts on that, Sean.
Your dad was like Postman Pat, wasn't he?
Well, anyway, shut up, will you? You're annoying me now. Be quiet. He wasn't Postman Pat.
He was a postman, though.
He wasn't a post office bike.
All right.
But we played bus stops anyway.
It was red and black, though, wasn't it?
We played bus stops, and if any of you want to know the rules of the game, basically your mate rides the bike, you stand at a bus stop, you flag her down, you get on the back of the bike, and you would call it croggy.
Give us a croggy.
You would call it
on the
croggy.
handlebars.
I don't think we called it croggy.
On the handlebar or the
Anyway, you'd
crossbar.
climb on the back of the bike, and she'd whiz you round to the next 4 streets and say, we're at town, get off.
And then she'd dump you.
She'd go, you'll have to wait for another bus to come and pick you up. And I stood there in 4 streets away.
So they'd go for the tea and leave you?
They'd go off, and one time they dropped me off, I don't know, 4 or 5 streets away, and I stood there like an idiot waiting for her to come back.
Right, let's name and shame. Who's they?
Well, her name was Julie, and she had the best bike on the street. But she dropped me off down one of the avenues and didn't come back for me. And I had to walk home, and I got done for being late for my tea. Where have you been? Well, the bus never came back. What do you mean, the bus? Well, you know, going into it. I don't like that game, bus stops. I won't be playing it again. It was silly.
I was going to suggest we had a game when we got in.
No. It's not a good game, because I always got dropped off down the street. I didn't know very well, and they never came back. Oh, I bet they did it to get rid of me. Oh, take her down there. Take her 4 streets away. And I never got to be the bus driver, ever, period, because my big black cronk had flat tyres.
That's why you've always had a dream to be a ruddy bus driver, haven't you?
I'd love to be a bus driver.
Me.
I tell you. Anyway, is there anything else about games of the 70s? Skipping, whatever?
Oh, with the football, loads of games. Kirby, where you stand on opposite sides of the street, throwing the ball, and you have to hit the curb, and it bounced back to you.
Kirby?
Yeah. Or playing World Cup. Or Wally.
Oh, well, they're all boys' games, aren't those? Girls aren't
Slam.
interested in that. One game we both did play, we both played. What was it, Sean?
I don't know.
I said it was May I Please?
Mother May I.
Mother May I. What a pathetic game. So give us a quick rule, Sean, very fast.
I can't remember.
Yeah, you do. Your mate stands at the front with her back turned to you, and you say, She says anyone who's got purple pants can move. So you lie and you go, oh, I've got purple pants.
That's not quite how it
Yeah,
works.
and then she says...
you had to ask to go if you moved or whatever. She turned around and saw you. And Mother, may I? Only if you've got the colour orange.
Oh, right.
Oh, flip, I've only got orange socks on.
You lied,
so
didn't
you had to show them.
You lied. You went, oh, I've
and then
got orange
you
socks
can have 3 fairy steps to move forward or something.
But the unfairness about this game was that I always got to get fairy steps. Because you could do giant steps, fairy steps, or a cartwheel or something, couldn't you? And I don't
recall doing many cartwheels.
Well, whatever.
Honest,
but I was always sure, fairy steps for you.
Oh, but the popular lasses, they could do big strides.
But my mate's just done giant steps and I'm going to lose. Because it was the first person to tag them on the back. I don't want any more fairy steps.
Stuck in the mud. Stuck in the mud, that game where you opened your legs or you went like, stuck your arms out.
And nobody ever came to release me.
If you got tugged and then you'd go through the legs and you'd be set free again.
No, I was never set free.
Block,
just left
block
there.
Or Billy as they call it in York. Blocky or Billy, like hide and seek. But you had to get back to a post.
Well, you did. But I used to hide that well, no one ever found me.
Off ground tig.
4 hours later, you're good at hiding, aren't you? 4 hours later, we never got found, and it was boring.
It's marvellous. I love hiding.
Come and find me. Anyway, we're going to get on to this week's
Play hide and seek with the grandkids. You get hours of peace because they can't find you.
Yeah, he's good at hiding, to be fair.
We used to play on the common where we lived when our kids were younger, and I remember we couldn't find our Jake for blooming hours. Where was he? Swaying at the top. We're going home now. Swaying at the top of this pine tree where it points. Massive.
Can you see my t-shirt? You're annoying me now because we need to get on with the song.
All right.
Sean's got 101 stories to tell you. Not just about that, but lots of farm. We are going to tell you some farm stories.
We're going to do some farm stories as
whole
funny
videos. Farm stories. We are going to do that. And lots of other things. But this is probably... We're not going to do a song for a little while after this, so this is our last 70s song, probably, for a while. Not for a little while. For a little while. So we're going to do... We've got Jim playing for us, so we're not going to get banned.
All right, then.
All right.
He's getting impatient.
Yeah, he's getting impatient, so we're gonna do our song for...
The Jim Fish Players.
Yeah, we're going to do our song for you now. We hope you... This is us. We've not got no backing track or... Well, we've got a bit of Jim, but we haven't got any other singers. We haven't got any voice to follow. So if we muck it up, sorry. Here we go then, Sean.
Here we go then, Sean.
Here we go. And this was #1 for about 8 weeks.
Was it?
Yeah, it was brilliant. My favourite song. Wasn't it? Oh, it's great.
Take your word for it.
Do you remember it? Do you remember it? You do, don't you? Paul McCartney and Wings. You think the people would have had enough of silly love songs? Jim's doing well.
Crack on, Jim.
You look around me and I see it isn't so. And the people want to fill the world with silly love songs. Sorry about that. And what's wrong with that? I'd like to know. 'Cause here I go again. I love you. I love you. I can explain the feeling. Wait, sorry, we've done it wrong. I love you. I can explain the feelings plainly. Oh, can't you see? You gave me more, you gave it all to me. So can't you see what's wrong with that? I'd like to know. And here I go again. I love you.
going. I love you.
Love doesn't come in a minute.
Sometimes it doesn't come at all. I only know that when I'm in it. It isn't silly. Love isn't silly. Love isn't silly at all. About my loved one. How can I tell you about my loved one? How can I tell you about my loved one? How can I tell you about my loved one?
How can I tell you about mine? Oh, it's cut me off in my prime. It's cut me off in my prime. Did you like that?
Oh. All right then. You'll get the full amount.
Sorry. No, we made a few mistakes in that song.
Yeah, you did.
I did, and I had it perfect. Even though I've got no words,
Jim,
no cue.
We'll talk about it later. Oh, he's just complaining, Jim. He's saying, will he get the full salary? Will he get full pay? If no, we cut it off.
He'll get
you will.
He'll get your egg sandwich. Be quiet. Right.
2 slices of bread.
Anyway, that's us with silly love songs. Do you remember that? Paul McCartney
and Wings.
Well, Wings. They were just called Wings, really, weren't they? He didn't say I'm Paul McCartney and Wings. It was Wings.
Paul and Linda.
Paul and Linda and the other fella. I don't know what he was called, but they were brilliant, weren't they? And that was #1 for ages and ages. And I loved it. I remember going on the school bus and listening to that.
Lane. Is it Ronnie Lane?
I don't know. Don't put your foot in it in case it isn't. Because you know what you need to do? You need to subscribe
and like
and press that like button.
Make comments. If you think it's a pile of pants,
look,
let us know.
We need to get this going. We're all right now. We're not going to get banned. Make some comments. Please don't put vom.com because
people have.
We're not making you vom. We're hopefully cheering you up a bit and reminding you of the old days. If you're young, you maybe won't remember the old days, but they were good. I mean, it's not as good now, I don't think. But no, don't put anything mean. Just positive comments only. We're on the feel good, aren't we, Sean?
Yeah, we are.
Don't be mean.
Thanks for watching.
But if you watch, thank you. Subscribe, press that like button, and we'll be back again soon. All right then.
See you later.
Bye.